if you ever see me in the streets, I don't mind a scoop or two of some cookies and cream or some Rocky Road ice cream. Ooh, those are my favorite. Welcome to the Canard Files, the Darkwing Duck podcast. I'm your host, Will Santana, and
Stan Lund back again. And boy,
hey,
has it been a while.
yeah, man, it's been a while, man. It's been a while since I even did that introduction, man. You doing all right,
Well,
Stan?
you still got it, though.
I still got it. You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay, aside from an impossibly hot heat wave at the moment.
All right, guys. So, Stan's been pretty much running the podcast with Tiff, but I figured I would help him out a little bit with this Justice Duck series. We're probably going to knock out number 2 pretty soon, so you should get them hopefully back to back, unless he's able to record some more Nega Duck with Tiff. I don't know which one takes priority. I'm gonna let Stan be the judge on that one and let him take over. Stan, what do you have quite going on outside of the podcast and running the Darkwing pages?
Well, I've got my 2 YouTube channels, BMC Jedi Man and BMC Jedi Man Gaming. I've been uploading semi-regularly to those.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's about it. Oh.
All right. For me, Stan, I would say I have about 6 clients going out this weekend. So it'll be after this weekend when they hear this podcast when we record. So if you're in the Atlanta area, stop by and say hello to me. I will be at Ranger Stop and Pop, even though you're going to hear this message after the con, which will suck. But I also have 3 others in Omaha, Nebraska this weekend and 2 in Watsonville, California. If you guys are huge fans of the Amazing Digital Circus, reach out to your favorite con and tag me on there. I actually rep 6 members out of 7 of the Amazing Digital Circus, and I also had the lead of Voice Upon Me, which is Lizzie Freeman. So I would definitely appreciate y'all help if y'all want to see them. I also rep Honkai Star Rep voice actors, Genshin Impact voice actors, and of course Avatar: The Last Airbender, and a few Naruto and Bleach. I think it's called 1,000 Years of Blood War, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a hardcore Bleach. I'm not a big anime fan either. So if you guys, want to support the page, you can follow. I'll give that at the end where you can support the page and everything. Stan, let's get into some Darkwing talk, man.
All right.
All right.
We got a bit
go
of
ahead.
news, don't we?
Yeah, we got. You know what? Let's narrow it down today. I know there's quite a bit, but let's mostly focus on that Kickstarter, and we'll briefly hit that digital Funko Pop. You want to do that?
Yep.
All right, so let's get into the Kickstarter first, which is ran by Dynamite Comics, correct?
Yes.
Now,
as of when we're recording this on June 19th, there are still 13 days left to pledge your support to.
Mm-hmm.
They currently have raised $246,718 out of their $25,000 goal. So it is funded. It will come out.
Mm-hmm.
There's been 1,656 backers. In terms of what it is, it's 3 volumes of comics. Darkly Dawn's the Duck, which will contain issues 1 through 4 of the Disney Comics Darkwing Duck run from the 90s. And they will have all the Darkwing content from issues 1 through 10 of the Disney Adventures, or not Adventures, Disney Afternoon comics, but only the Darkwing content, so none of the other stories.
Mm-hmm.
The second volume, which will be called Cowl and Fowl, will contain the entire Amanda Diver Darkwing Duck Dynamite 1 through 10 run. And the third volume, Heroes and Villains, will contain all of the Justice Ducks and Nega Ducks run.
Okay.
I think they're $45 each for the soft covers, $55 each for the hard covers, or if you spend $80 a piece, you can get them signed. The Darkly one comes signed by Tad Stones if you pay that, so that one's worth it. The Cowl and Fowl will be signed by Diver, and the Heroes and Villains signed by the respective authors of Justice Ducks and Nega Ducks. There are a bunch of other things you can purchase. There's remarked, signed, and numbered editions. I think there's only 500 of those. There's Jay Lee original art, all the number 1 Darkwing covers, signed and remarked Roy C's, original sketch covers, 4 connected sketch covers. There's 1 stretch goal, which has been unlocked so far, which is an Ashcan edition of the reboot Darkwing Duck comic that should be coming out this fall. And Tad Stone's is involved with that project.
Mm-hmm. So overall, Stan, what do you think of this Kickstarter? I know there's like different variations, different packages it includes, but overall, how do you feel about it? Do you feel it's a great deal, it's a bad deal, it's a mid deal? Where you at with it?
I am highly disappointed by it myself. Like I saw how wonderful the Gargoyles one was, so I was
Mm-hmm.
expecting something very similar for Darkwing, but it's mostly just the Dynamite stuff with a small amount of original. Like I really was hoping that we'd get all the Disney Adventures Darkwing comics, maybe some of the foreign Darkwing ones I've never seen printing here in English before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the sort of stuff I would have backed. As it is, I'm probably going to back it just to get the one that contains the old stuff, and so I can get that promo Ashcan edition. But that
Mm-hmm.
is probably the only reason I am actually going to back it myself. Now that being said, for anyone that doesn't have the Darkly Gone for Duck 1 through 4 or any of the Disney Afternoon comics, it is a good deal to get those. You know, the Dynamite stuff I'd say is a little less of a good deal, considering that you can buy fairly cheap, you know, collected editions of those, although they
Mm-hmm.
will be collecting it all rather than like
Mm-hmm.
for Darkwing. I think the one volume I ordered, you know, from my comic store contained only the first 6 issues, so
Mm-hmm.
take
Okay.
that as you will. Now,
Okay.
what are your thoughts, Will?
Okay. This is my opinion on it. Overall, I think it's a mid-level deal, or not. I don't want to say deal. It's like mid-level, and I'll explain why a little bit, Stan. Okay, so the first edition, which is going to be the I'm stuttering here, Darkly Dawns the Duck and the Marvel Disney Afternoon ones, right?
Yep.
That one I feel is I got mixed feelings about it. The reason why is because I feel like the Darkly Dawns the Duck, you can find the original ones on eBay for like $2 an issue, $4 max, maybe. They're
Yeah.
dirt cheap. You can get those, and they've been
And it's
reprinted once or twice, I think. You know.
about 5 or 6 times
Oh,
actually.
yeah, there you go. 5 or 6 times that they've been reprinted. The Disney Afternoon ones, those are obtainable, except for I think 2 issues are kind of expensive.
Yeah.
You so that one I could kind of see it, and it is also good to get them all in one. So I do kind of support that one. Of course, the Darkwing 1 through 10 Dynamite, I have zero interest in that one. Zero. I just didn't like any of the comics. The
Yep.
Heroes and Villain ones edition, I think that's what it's called. Was it called Heroes and Villains?
Yeah.
That's the one with Negaduck and the Justice Ducks one. I
Yep.
do I do feel okay about that one, even though you can still attain those at pretty much cheap prices, for like what $4 an issue, and it
Yep.
might be cheaper than buying it all together. I don't know. I didn't do the math on it. It might be
It
cheap.
would be.
It would be cheaper. Okay,
Yes.
so it would be cheaper to buy all of those together, separately. But I still think it's okay to have them all at once, so you don't have to keep switching books and all that kind of stuff. So I am okay with it. And then there was a hardcover edition. Some people are in the hardcovers. Um, I am mid level, but again, with the Darkwing 1 through 10, I could care less about that one. I'm just like you said. You told me on the phone yesterday. You're probably never gonna read those again. I'm kind of with you on that. I don't think I'll ever read those again.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. There are different packages and autographs and all that kind of stuff that people can obtain. I'm not that hardcore into it, so I'm probably gonna pass. I did order 2 of them. I did order the Heroes and Villains trade, and the one with the Darkly and the Disney Afternoon one. I forgot what that one's called.
Darkly done for done.
Yeah, I did. That's what the whole book issue, that whole
Yeah.
volume is called.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I did
And
get that one.
I'll be honest with you, Will. I
Mm.
haven't even ordered mine yet. I'm probably waiting till about the last day.
Okay, yeah, man. So yeah, I definitely did it. But just to let you know, Stan, they don't charge you until I think a certain date.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did see like a zero charge on my credit card for it, but they haven't charged me yet. So if you want to place the order now, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, but I'm not crazy about it, but it is, if you don't own any of them, it is a great deal. It's a great package.
Right.
It is something to be supportive, like you said. If you don't own it, But there are other ways to obtain it. But if you want it all in one, I definitely do recommend it.
Yeah.
Definitely
Plus,
do recommend it.
Yeah. Plus, as mentioned, anybody who does order it, you will get the Ashcan edition promo of the reboot of the Darkwing comic.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Stan, is there anything else you want to add to the Kickstarter before we get into the NFT digital Funko Pop?
Nope.
All right, so let's move on to that. Okay, so I'm not an expert in the NFT digital Funko Pops. I know a little bit about it, so I may say some mistakes here, some errors, some non-factual stuff. Some of this is assumptions from me. I don't know about you, Stan. I don't know where you stand on NFTs.
I don't know a lot about them either, other than I hate NFT.
All right. So to my knowledge previously with Funko Pops, with NFTs, you did have to purchase them using Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Um, that was in the past. I stopped following it for like a good year. So I believe it's changed. Has it changed, Stan, to your knowledge?
I believe it's changed just because from what all I could see, it looked like I would be able to use my debit card if I wanted to purchase these packs.
Mm-hmm. And then to my next knowledge of it is like they're digital packs and you could only open them on that website. You can trade with people on that website as well. Like if you open up your pack and you got doubles or you didn't get the one you were looking for and someone got doubles or something that you wanted, you can trade, you know?
Right.
Or is that to your understanding as well?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and then the physical ones become very limited. I believe like each one has like 2,000 up to 2,500,
I've
3,000 or so.
I've got the exact numbers right here.
All right, go for it, Stan.
So, and do you want me to tell you what each one is too?
Yeah, go for it.
So the Liquidator Glow in the Dark, which is the most limited one, is limited to 999.
Woo!
The Quacker Jack one is limited to 2,100.
That's the one I really want.
Yeah. The Fat Cat one is also limited to the same number, 2,100, as is the Mob Eagle. The Glom Gold is 5,000 of them, so a lot more Glom Golds out there. And Don Carnage is limited to 2,300.
Okay, so Glongo is going to be the most one out there, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
Liquidator will be the least.
so I do know people do trade the physicals as well. So if you do buy digital, you do land a physical, you do have some trade bait unless you land the one that you really want. If you land the one you really want, you're good to go, you know, but
Yeah.
you know, you definitely got to go out there and obviously if you trade, you might have to give up some money because some people might have that limited 900 one liquidator even though they may not want it, they know the value of it. So you might have to give up two physical, one physical, you might have to give up some cash. Now, this is to my knowledge also, Stan, I'm not 100% accurate on this, but I know once they hit the street, and some people don't want to trade anymore, some people don't want to trade for another pop. They may not have interest in any of the other ones. I know when they go hit the streets, that second and third party market, them prices go high on these
Oh,
NFTs.
yeah. They really do. Like
Mm-hmm.
for Liquidator, I would estimate someone wanting to add that to their collection off of like eBay or something would probably be paying $500 and up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, man. So if once it hits that second market, or I believe it's called third party market, I believe that's the accurate term. I think I those things go high, man. They go very
Yeah.
high. I do see them at cons sometimes. You might be able to trade a few pops or whatever that seller has. You might be able to trade to get knock the price down and stuff. Um, Hold on one second. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, man. So I had a text message from a client. I apologize, y'all. So it does get tough out there. My recommendation is finding the sweet spot. The reason why is because when they first hit the streets, the prices go up really high. Then they tend to drop down a little bit, but once they drop down a little bit, you don't know how long it's going to stay at that price because then they go up again because now everybody who wanted it has it. So to get it
Right.
off their hands, they're going to want more money, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how it becomes like that, man. So it becomes a little tough. I don't want to stay too much longer on this. Then, is there anything else you want to add so we can go ahead and get into the comic?
Just that these will be on the Drop.io Funko site on June 25th at 11 a.m. Pacific.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So that's how we go with the NFT Funko Pops. All right. So we're gonna get into Justice Ducks Dynamite #1. Does this one have a title? I didn't even check.
Yes, every Justice Ducks comic has a title.
Okay. Yep. I see it here. Tales of the Strange. Right.
Yep.
Okay. What about Naked Ducks? Does all the Naked Ducks one have titles?
Sort of. They don't have individual titles, but they have art titles, and each one will say like that title part 2.
Oh. Okay. 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 That
Now,
I can still live with that.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can live with that.
Yeah, it's far better than the Divert run that had like I think the first issue had a title, and then they didn't have any titles afterwards.
All right, so Stan, all right, guys. For our listeners, I know some of y'all have been asking me to come back and do like a whole review and stuff, but I am rusty, so I do want Stan to take the lead on this. So Stan, I'm gonna let you take over and maybe introduce the writer, the artist, and lead the way. Stan, you're in charge here.
All right. So the writer for Justice Ducks is Rodger Langridge. I didn't actually get the stats in front of me. That's one thing I did flub this time, but I believe he's done work in Marvel Comics before. He's a pretty, I don't want to say high end, but fairly prolific, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And the artist is someone we should all be fairly familiar with now. It's
Oh yeah.
our good friend Carlo Loro.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they didn't go quite as crazy with covers for Justice Ducks as they did Darkwing, but we
Mm-hmm.
still got, like 5 unique covers for this issue.
I think there was one exclusive, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's the retailer exclusive Clayton Frame.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it here in the back. Yep.
Yeah.
I did get that Justice Duck blank one though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saving that if I ever get to meet Tiffany, or maybe I can mail it to her and let her do some Justice Ducks magic to it.
Yeah, I ended up with the cover C one, which I think is a bit of an homage to a classic comic, but again, I didn't really look that up either.
I think I got all 5 trades that were not exclusive. I got none of the Virgins or the black and white one.
Well, you mean you got the 4 trades, because the 5th cover was the retailer exclusive.
No. There's 5 because of the blank one.
Oh, okay. I wasn't really counting that.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah, I can see you not counting that. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, those are the 5 that I bought. I did buy all 5. Dang. I think because Morgana was almost.
Just after you were telling me you slowed down on them.
Yeah, I thought I slowed down. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, oh my God. I just realized I got all 5 of those. The Darkwing one. Oh, go ahead.
To be fair, it is a #1. So.
Yeah, it's #1. And the only reason why I got the Darkwing one, because I think there was a Naked Duck one that looked just like that. It was flipped, though.
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
There's also for issue 2, which I don't know if you got, but they did a Morgana one.
I got that one. I definitely grabbed that one, man.
Same.
Okay. All right, so Stan, go ahead and lead us in, man. Take it away.
So it starts with an establishing shot of the city and the bridge. Only 2 towers, Tim. It's a beautiful day in St. Canard. The sort of day where you might go for a walk, enjoy the sunshine, and see one of your city's superpowered protectors treating onlookers to a show. We got Stegma, and he's bending a girder, showing off, trying to raise money for the St. Canard Home for Confused Goldfish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's basically just showing off all his strength and stuff. Kind of like when those entertainers be out there playing music or doing magic tricks, hoping people donate money and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, keep going, Stan.
So he's showing off, and he picks up a truck, and people are like, nobody's that strong. And the truck lifts up into the air because it's been picked up by the first of our villains for this issue, a creature by the name of Babu. which all I can think of with that name is Booba, which is,
Mm-hmm.
I think, a furry nightmare fuel children's show creature. Now, Booba and the other aliens actually have some design cues from some old Marvel characters. I want to say Booba is, or Babu, whatever they call him, is modeled after Ultron from Marvel Comics.
Oh, okay.
And keep in mind that info comes from our friend Jordan.
Okay. All right. And
So,
then yeah, and then Stegman starts freaking out saying that he needs to find the Justice Ducks, right?
yeah,
And then
and
yeah,
Gizmo Duck hears about it.
mm-hmm. And I think Morgana sees it like in a crystal ball or something.
Yep, she only fired up the crystal to check the weather.
And then we got
Neptune is,
oh go ahead.
I was going to say Neptune spots him, adds those Darkwings on the rat catcher.
Yeah, love that rat catcher. And then I believe Darkwing called LP, right?
What?
Doesn't Darkwing call LP from the rat
Yeah,
catcher?
yeah, he calls Launchpad, tells them to bring the Thunder back because they've got trouble.
Mm-hmm. But it looked like LP was playing video games or something with Gauze, I believe.
Yeah, I'd like to think that it looks like a Mario Kart game. I'd like to think that it's called Wiffle Kart.
Wiffle cart. That's not a bad idea. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, keep going, Stan.
So LP, says he's on his way, says Gosling can stay there where it's safe. You can't fool me. You're just leaving because I'm winning. But LP tells her that they'll bring back ice cream when they return.
That's a key word right there.
Oh, yeah. So the Justice Ducks have now assembled.
Yeah, and basically, I believe Stegma wants to get everybody to safety.
Yeah. And he realizes he left the money for the goldfish behind. And we get something here that I'm not really a fan of. I don't I don't really know exactly where this came from, but Darkwing and Neptunia have a major rivalry, right? Like they did that whole thing in the Darkwing series,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems to have continued over to here a little bit.
They had a little bit of a rivalry on something fishy, but I don't remember it so much on Justice Ducks though. You know the
Me
episode.
neither.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of oddness.
Was she on the what was the episode called? The one where they were on the pirate ship,
Uh,
the Bloon or
I,
something.
the what?
The Bloon, Darkwing the Bloon or something.
Darkwing Doubloon, yeah.
Was she
And
on that one too?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't remember her having a rivalry with him on that one. All right. Well, anyway, let's keep going.
All right. So what happens next?
All right. Next, I believe Stegmud is like he forgot to get the money he was raising for the goldfish. He left it behind, and then
Yeah,
oh, go ahead.
I just agree.
Oh, okay. And then Darkwing decides he wants to create a diversion. And Netunia is like basically saying she knows that they didn't come from the ocean. She would have seen it. All
Yeah,
right, Stan?
that
Mm-hmm.
must have just appeared somehow, and if it can appear, it can disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So Darkwing starts to suggest something until Neptunia interrupts with, I suggest we split up. Darkwing the Thunderclap. Stigma, root force. Organa Gizmo Duck, hang back for a minute. I have a plan. To
Yeah.
which Darkwing is not pleased.
I love his
Go
facial
along with
expression on that one. I love his facial expression right there.
Yeah. I will mention there are times where the art doesn't work, but that's definitely one of the better panels.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's definitely times where it doesn't work. I would definitely co-sign you on that.
Yeah.
All right.
So Darkwing and LP come in the Thunderquack. Bring her in close and let the ladder down. Yeah, let's get dangerous. Hey, don't make me call my lawyer.
Yeah, he stole his catchphrase, man.
Yeah, that's one of the better lines in this too.
Oh, I hate the next line. I hate this next line.
Meet Bavier. bad air gruesome.
Yeah, he's supposed to say suck gas, evildoers.
Yeah, but I suppose maybe he changed it up or something. But it is a little odd that they went with that instead of suck
Yeah,
gas. So
I didn't
maybe
like
it's
that
because
one.
it could be though because they don't want to use the word suck.
Ah, I see what you're saying.
You know,
Hmm.
everything's got to be PC nowadays.
That's true. Yeah, and then Stegma comes in and he goes in for like a looks like a left hand hook,
Yeah,
and he strikes. He
yep,
hits hard too. And then Morgana gets involved.
yeah. Hocus pocus, hot dog stand, change to a creature not of land.
Hmm.
At first, it's some weird crab looking thing until she changes it into an octopus, which it appears then that Neptunia rides and uses to trip the bad guy down just like the Imperial Walkers.
Hmm.
Also, we should mention something I think we've neglected to mention, that this monster keeps repeating a word, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's uh I'm kind of
I
scared to say it because it'll be a dead giveaway.
it maybe, but I think I've got a pronunciation that kind of works.
Hmm.
Ice cream.
Yep, he keeps repeating that.
Yeah. Even as he falls over.
Hmm.
That trick works with shoelaces as well. Gizmo Duck, he's all yours. So they tie the monster up, and they're still trying to figure out where it came from. It just appeared. Impossible. It does sound kind of nutty. Nuttier
Hmm.
than that. And what do we see in the air?
We see a flying saucer, Stan.
Yep. Ah, a flying saucer. You gotta be pulling my cape. I don't know whether to be terrified or really, really excited.
All right, and then we get the name of the new, I guess the rest of the villains,
Yep. Boonga, Hawar, Nuclo, and Dictor.
and they say
Now,
the same. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, Boonga, I think, is modeled after Granny Goodness from DC Comics. Uh, Hawar resembles Big Barda from DC, and Nuclo has a resemblance to Galactus from Marvel.
Hmm. Okay, and then they
No idea
also.
about.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say no idea about the crocodile lizard guy.
Okay, but then they all say the same word.
Yeah, that they do. Extreme.
Extreme. Yep, and then one of them strikes at Darkwing, correct?
Yeah, you ridiculous creature. If you damage my cape, you'll be hearing from my tailor.
And he says those same words over and over.
Yeah, kind of a limited vocabulary they have.
Yep, and then we see one of them pick up the vehicle. I forgot her name already. It was Pop Puar.
Yeah, power.
Power, and then she drops two civilians from the car. They're falling high
Yeah,
too, man.
one of them named Augustus.
Hmm.
I wonder if his last name's Glute.
And then Gizmo Duck comes with a plan.
Yep. One thing I insisted they install in my armor is an airbag. This suit really zips, but I'll always be a safety first kind of duck.
Stan, is it just me? But if you go look at the page where he says one thing I insisted they install in my armor is look at the photo next to the boy that's falling. Doesn't that look like Fenton a little bit, like a younger version of him?
A little.
A little? Okay, so maybe it's just me then. I thought it looked very similar, like they just did like a child version of him, with a mom or something, But it doesn't look
Yeah,
nothing like my mom.
no.
All right,
At
well,
least not the version from the original DuckTales. Kind of
yeah.
resembles Carbureira crack shell from the 2016 DuckTales.
Hmm. All right, well, keep taking it, take it away, Stan.
So then Launchpad says, that nuclear guy must have swallowed a power plant. And Neptunia blows into her conch and summons a couple whales that cool them off with a blast of water from their blowholes.
Yeah, it looked like it electrocuted him a little bit.
Yeah. That being said, I don't think. Yeah, whales have blowholes too, don't
Yeah, they do.
they? Yeah, for a moment I'm like, they don't know the dolphins, but
Yeah, those are too
so
big to be dolphins, so they're
oh
definitely
yeah.
whales.
So then they realize the problem just isn't going to go away. Looks like we're going to be here a while. And I promised Rosalind some ice cream too. Well, I guess we. Wait, what did you say? I said the problem is the ice cream? So what's the big reveal? Well,
That the word that they were saying the whole time was ice cream.
yep, not ice cream, ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
This is a stretch. You have to admit, this is a stretch. So Morgana turns a thing of garbage into ice cream. Hopefully it tasted like ice cream and not garbage anymore.
Yeah, and Gizmo Duck's letting them know that ice cream dessert is about to be served.
Yeah.
Yep, and then Stegman said something about like his favorite ice cream flavor. Didn't he? He said,
Yep.
yeah, it's something about chocolate ripple. That's his favorite ice cream flavor. And
I think it would neutralize the threat, but why travel millions of miles just for ice cream? Depends on the ice cream. I like chocolate ripple best.
mm-hmm. And
More
then
of a
Giz,
cookies and cream man myself.
yeah, and then Gizmo realizes he could try to translate and learn their language or and communicate with them.
Now, I'm going to say right now, I think that is stupid and doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Because Gizmo Duck's like, I have a built-in translator that can handle any earthen language, and it's like, and even Darkwing points out that they're not from Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But Gizmo's explanation doesn't really make sense. No, but listen, my helmet records everything I see or hear, like a security camera. If I run the monster recording through my suit's computer, getting there, just patching up the source in, and it's like, I don't think that would.
Mm-hmm. But they started eating up the ice cream. They were just sitting down eating it up, right?
Yeah,
And then I believe they're sitting on the hill, and then the story begins of where they came from.
yeah.
All right,
Now, I'm going to mention right now, as, from this point on, Launchpad has been pumped.
Yep. Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, because you see the Thunderquack there, but you do not see Launchpad for the rest of the comic.
Yep, he's definitely been pumpkin. So Stan, give us the short version of like really quick of like about their planet and what happened and why they're after ice cream. Give us the short
So
version.
their planet used to be peaceful and prosperous. They had a naturally occurring phenomenon resembling ice cream that they called Snorb, and it basically, would sustain them. And some evil guys came and stole it. And might I say, the evil guys' spaceships look a little like Star Destroyers. They also resemble the alien craft a bit from that DuckTales episode.
Mm-hmm.
You know the one, the last part of Super DuckTales.
Yep. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
So the bad,
okay, go ahead.
I was going to say the bad guys used a hypnosis ray to make them hand over all the Snorb. They stripped them dry, left them with nothing. They eventually created a substitute, but it lacked the vitamins to make them as large as their parents, so they're only half the size they should be, and
Mm-hmm.
this stuff tasted disgusting.
Yeah, and
Then
then
the science,
okay, go ahead.
then the scientists found signals coming from Earth and realized that ice cream was very close to their Fenor.
Yeah.
So they went there to investigate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then that's when Netunia suggests the Gizmo Duck to print out the recipe for them.
Yeah.
And then Morgana also suggests she finds vegan recipe, just in case, you know.
Yeah, because they don't know if they have cows. So they
Mm-hmm.
print out the formula, which looks to be written in the alien language, and it's about the size of a postage stamp in the bad guy's hand. So
Yeah, He tells him he needs
Also,
some really strong reading glasses.
now this one's a little weird though too. They're like, you might want to invest in some really strong reading glasses before you leave. I don't think anywhere on Earth would make reading glasses in their size.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. All right. So then the aliens they take off.
Yep, leaving Darkwing to do a slow track.
Yeah. But then
Very nice.
oh okay. Yeah, he starts clapping, right? Darkwing was
Yep,
clapping, yeah.
it
And
seems
then
clear to me that I'm a surplus to requirements here, so I'll just be going home.
yeah, so then Darkwing he has like a gift for all of them.
Yeah,
Explain what it is, Stan.
it is signal devices, color coordinated and customized to tie in to each member's, look to keep in touch.
Hmm. But he didn't make one for him though.
Nope, he didn't
Yeah.
because he'll be there when they need him, but he's a loner sort of thing. Also, I hate the drawing of Darkwing when he explains that.
Hmm.
I mean, it
Yeah.
looks just way too cute.
Yeah. So then Darkwing takes off. He tells them farewell, Justice Ducks, until our paths should cross again. And then we can see the him taking off in the rat catcher, and Neptunia is like, "Oh yeah, you got more important things to do. Who does he think he is?"
Yeah,
And really, he just wanted to get back home to Gosling with some ice cream.
yeah. Even though I think it's probably past her bedtime, she's still up playing video games.
Hmm.
Also, still in Canard Tower, or the bridge tower, I should say.
All right. So Stan, man, this is Justice Ducks #1, man. Let me see. What was the name of it again? Tales of the Strange. Let's get into it, man. What's your overall review of this one?
So, first off, it's far better than the Diver Darkwing one.
Hmm.
You know, it's not better by a ton though. Like there are definitely some mistakes, some artistic liberties, a couple plot points that don't really make sense, but
Hmm.
it has a fun tone to it. There are some decent quips in it. Some things I can see happening in Darkwing. I love the fact we actually have titles for these. I also love that each one of these, this obviously being the first one that does it, but it does continue through issues 2 and 3 as well. They're
Hmm.
standalone stories. You do not have to read every single one of these in order to be able to grasp what's going on.
Are you a fan of individual stories, or are you a fan of arcs?
I like both. Like I think a healthy series is a mixture of
Hmm.
both. Like you can have the epics, but you also do need sometimes have a one and done.
I like when they have arcs with the popular villains. When like these type of villains that are not they're brand new to the storyline. I don't mind a one off. You know.
Yeah,
All right. So Stan, how many gas gun
yeah.
canisters you gonna give this one?
I would give this one a solid 3. It's about middle ground. It's not the best. It's not the worst. Actually, 3.5.
Oh, okay. You're going a lot higher than me.
Yeah, I know based on your message to me that you didn't enjoy this one all that much.
Hmm. Okay, so with me, I do like that you got all five in there. I felt like Darkwing is the least one on here, though. I do feel with his issues, is the title saying Darkwing Duck Justice does. I always think he should be the main character, unless they kind of want to build like an arc around another, or just if it's going to be each story is going to have a different person in the lead. Where this one kind of led off with Stegma, but then it seemed like the Tudyk had more lines than I think than most people, the other characters. Um,
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that. I didn't count it or anything, but
Well,
um,
spoiler alert, that's not going to be changing anytime soon.
okay. I'm not a fan of the villains, but I don't want to give my villain score yet. I did think the whole ice cream thing was pretty stupid. I thought that was really dumb. Aliens coming to a planet just for some damn ice cream. You would think with their intelligence, how big they were, and they were able to have flying saucers to fly to another planet, that they could at least come up with a recipe for ice cream. You know?
Well, the thing is, they came up with one that tasted terrible and didn't give the nutrients.
Yeah. So it just, but you would think by then you would figure out, okay, well this ingredient didn't work, and then what's his name printed out our ingredient, you know, and then
Yeah,
like instead of attacking and just bum rushing people, if all you wanted was ice cream, you could have just came and say, hey, we come in peace, we just want some ice cream and
true.
the recipe, you know, it didn't have to be all that violent. So that's the part I didn't get. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it because I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be part of the problem, but I would probably give this two gas gun canisters. Really quick before we get into the villains, Stan, what did you think of the artwork?
Uh, it's good in places and it's not so good in places.
Hmm.
You know, I like when it works, it really works, but when it's bad, oh boy.
So there's no in between with you. It's either good or bad, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Just wanted your opinion on the artwork. Now let's get into the villains. Where you at with the villains?
So the villains, as you said, they were kind of goofy. You know, but there was a lot in what they were doing that could have resolved simply by talking. You know, and although it is kind of neat to see, you know, the familiar design elements of, you know, of characters from Marvel and DC, I wish they would have just come up with completely original designs. I think
Hmm.
I'll give these guys a two.
A two. Okay. Um, I originally was gonna give them a 1.5. But I decided to bump it up another half a point because they are one off. I do agree with a lot that you just said. They're okay, but the like what I said earlier though with the whole ice cream thing, I thought was really stupid. Um, I guess like I said, I'm gonna give it a pass because I don't think we're ever gonna see them again. At least I hope we don't. Yeah, I was not too fond of the villain. Like once it was ice cream, they figured out it was ice cream. Did you really need all five superheroes? You know?
Right.
Yeah, it was something very simple that even Gizmo Duck could have figured out by himself, you know?
Now, I am going to say, and this is a little bit of a spoiler for at least issues 2 and 3, but for at least the first 3 issues, they have relied solely on these brand new villains. Like issue 2 has new villains, issue 3 has new villains.
Hmm.
You know, which it's fine, but
I
you
mean,
don't have
I
like
I
there's
kind of get why they're doing it though, Stan, because you can't always go against the fearsome fives. They got to have some
yeah,
new villains. I get that
but
part of it, but like we still want to see the fearsome five, you know?
well, I'm not even talking about the fearsome 5. Bring back some of the older ones we haven't seen. Jambalaya Jake,
Still be,
Moriarty, Tusker Needy. It doesn't have to be fearsome 5. Just
yeah.
give us some recognizable Darkwing villains.
Taurus Boba works because he has his minions, you know?
Yeah,
Taurus Boba definitely works, and then
yeah. Like it doesn't have to be a world-ending villain threat. Just bring back someone that we've seen before that we have a connection with.
yeah, I think Stillbeak with
Heck,
what was her name?
Lilliput even.
What was her name? Ammonia Pine. Bring Stillbeak because they were both foul, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you could bring them together and like just have like a couple of minions and stuff, or the Eggmans with them, you know.
you could bring back Ample Grind.
Hmm. Oh,
You're like, no.
what was the? I can't remember her name. Animatronics.
Yeah,
That would be kind of cool to bring her in a
yeah.
episode, yeah, or an issue.
Especially since they're printing her comic book appearance in the Kickstarter plug
Hmm.
alone.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I gave it two. I bumped it up a half a point because it is a one-off. So I was okay with that at the end. At first, I was very disappointed in the villains, but as I was reading it, but then when I saw like, hey, they're gone, we won't see them again. I'll give them another half a point because they're a one-off villain.
Yeah.
All right. So staying there, man. That's gonna wrap up our first issue of Justice Ducks #1. Uh, I'm not a big fan of it, but to me, it is better than most of those Darkwings 1 through 10. It's not better than all of them, but it is. I thought it was better. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely better. Anything you want to close this out with?
Not in terms of Darkwing.
Okay, all right. So Stan, man, really quick, do you have any shout outs?
I actually do have a shout out.
All
I
right.
want to shout out Jordan Lewis Van Dyke from Earth Prime Comics. He's the guy that runs the comics where I get my comics from. He
Uh-huh.
recently gifted me with a free copy of the 25 copy pencil incentive Virgin comic for Negaduck #1.
Mm-hmm.
So Jordan, if you're listening, thanks for running the comic shop well, and I'll probably see you a few days after this episode drops.
All right. I just want to give one shout out to Plastic Empire. I was having a hard time finding a place to sell those exclusive Naked Duck #4s. If you still haven't grabbed one, definitely reach out to Plastic Empire. You can go on their website, plasticempire.com, and you can try to get both of them, the trade and the virgin, or you can just get one or the other, whichever one's your preference. I think he did tell me he's very low on those virgins. Remember, there was only 200 printed of the virgins. I be honest with you, I think he's under 20 left.
Yeah.
So they're very low. There's still quite a bit of trades out there. Definitely support it. Guys, we put a lot of work into getting those exclusive comics. And, I know they're a tad bit more expensive than the regular comics, but they're not cheap to get printed either. So definitely, we don't mind you supporting, and also support Tiff, man. This is her first comic book and she got on the cover, man. That's big.
Yep.
Very,
I
very
got my
big.
copies.
Yep. So definitely, Michelle just got hers recently. So definitely try to get them from Plastic Empire. Also, check out their website. They also sell Funko Pops. They sell those mystery minis of like different animes and stuff like that. They have different anime figures. I think they're called the Bandais and other stuff. I can't remember all this stuff, dude. Band Presto or something. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff on their website. Support them. They're probably one of the biggest toy stores in the South, and especially in the Atlanta area. They are huge. They go to a lot of major cons like Galaxy Con, Repop Cons, Dragon Con, Momo Con. So definitely support them if you guys can. And you don't have to get the Nega Duck #4 if you don't want to, but at least check out their website. All right. Any last thing from you, Stan?
No, I
All
think
right,
that's going to do it for me.
All right, last thing for me, guys. Follow me at W Santana Films on Instagram. I would appreciate if y'all support me and my agency. I know I don't really have any Darkwing reps or clients, but definitely support me more with that Genshin Impact.
You have one, don't you?
I got one, but definitely support me with the Genshin Impact, the Honkai Star Rail, Amazing Digital Circus, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Naruto people. Definitely help me get them in cons near you and stuff. Definitely would appreciate your support. If you got nothing else, Stan, man, I just want to thank everybody for listening to the St. Canard Files, and remember, stay dangerous.
Stay dangerous, everyone. I need to go get me some ice cream.
Have a good night, everyone.